All right, we're going to do something just fun, okay? It's just going to be fun. There is, as always, an underlying super important set of points relating to this video I'm going to play for you, but mostly it's to laugh. And specifically, it's a video that was made by a group called quickdive.net, and the system mechanic is their I guess, across social media platforms. And I don't know if this is AI or if it's someone recording themselves in front of a green screen. It looks more to be that, making it look like they're speaking at Trump at an event. The GOP party chair introducing Donald Trump at some Grand Rapids event, right? So this is fake. This is satire. I'm not trying to pass this off as a real video. This is a fake video, but it's funny. And they're going through explaining, yeah, I know you did this, but I don't believe. I know people say you did this, but I don't believe that you did it. I don't believe you did it. I support you anyways. And as he goes through this list, it's so remarkable to think about real people who genuinely feel the way of this fake sort of jokester, for lack of a better term, to make myself sound really aged. Here is the video.
Thank you, Mr. President Trump, Your Majesty. I just want to say on your behalf that I'm a Republican and I believe you when you say that the election was stolen from you, and that I believe that you didn't commit tax fraud and that you didn't commit business fraud and that you didn't embezzle millions of dollars from your Trump Foundation charity or scam your university students out of millions of dollars. I believe that. And I believe that you didn't cheat on your wife with a porn star and a Playboy model, and that you didn't pay the porn star $130,000 to make sure she didn't tell anyone about it right before the 2016 election, and that you didn't sexually assault a woman in the dressing room of a department store, and that you didn't conspire to steal the 2020 election by creating false slates of electors, and that you were not complicit in the attempted hanging of your vice president.
Yeah. No, right. I got that. But we did it yesterday. Okay. Corporate is breathing down my neck. I don't want to have to say this again. I know I've done it too much. But if you could please click the subscribe button, that would be fantastic. 2 days ago, we got 10,000 subscribers. Yesterday, we got 6,000. That's still incredible. That used to take weeks and weeks and weeks. But let's see if we can do another 10K subscriber day today just by clicking that subscribe button.
And you did not sexually harass over 25 women who came forward accusing you, and that you really didn't enter the Miss Teen USA changing room where girls as young as 15 years old were undressed. And I believe you. I just do. I don't believe that you stole classified documents, hid them in your bathroom, and obstructed attempts to get them back by the government. I don't believe it for one sec. And I believe you did not extort Ukraine to interfere in an election in 2020 and encourage Russia to help you win the 2016 election. I don't believe that. And I believe you did not actively undermine the nation's response to a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic and let a deadly disease spiral out of control for months. I don't believe it. And that you did not orchestrate a months-long coup attempt that culminated in a violent insurrection to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power and install yourself as an unelected dictator. And I don't believe that you spew deranged conspiracy theories about everything from climate change to immigration to vaccines to windmills. And I don't care that you were impeached twice or that you're a convicted criminal felon. I just don't. Now, I don't believe and I don't care that you're banned from doing business in the state of New York for 3 years. I will do business with you. I will move to New York just to do business with the Trump organization. Or I don't think that you should have to pay the $500 million in business fraud fines because you're innocent. And I don't believe that you took millions from foreign governments while you were president. So to top it all off, I believe President Trump when he says he's not a rapist, he's not a thief, he's not a grifter, a liar, a philanderer, a narcissist, a glutton, a bully, and a complete ignoramus. And I don't believe he cheats at golf.
Okay. That's all done. As I was watching it more closely, obviously it's not AI, and it's a guy who filmed himself and then did some nice green screen work. And absolutely hilarious. Devastating for what it means about Trump, obviously, and about his supporters, but hard to comprehend because one of the things we've talked about before about the phenomenon of Trump is if you flood the zone enough with dishonesty, enough with, for lack of a better term, BS, enough with conspiracy theories, etc., it almost becomes hard for people to care about one bad thing you've done. It's very weird. You would think it would be the opposite, I should say, that you do a lot of horrible things. It makes it even more likely that people would understand you to be horrible. But it's almost like by degrading the belief in any legitimate media outlets, by convincing people anything that is not advantageous to you politically is fake news, and by creating this right-wing media echo chamber, Trump has been able to cause people to think, yeah, any of those bad things I hear about him must be either fake or I don't care. We've talked about this before. When I've gone to rallies and presented to people the termination of the Constitution post, they'll say, if Biden said that, because I'll initially say, imagine if Biden said this, they'd hate it. Then I reveal to them, oh, this is something Trump said. They say either he never said that, that's fake. But if you can prove this not fake, I don't care that he said it. And that's the broader situation for a lot of people where initially, I read that post to you from JoJo from Jers. I'm going to read another one for you from her. She does fantastic work. But the first one that I read to you was her going through all the different things that the Republican Party has looked past in Trump, whether it be his horrible dehumanizing and, for example, anti-troops rhetoric, or his attempt to block the peaceful transfer of power, or him saying he wants to be a dictator, whatever it might be, him being a civil liable rapist. And at every point in time, there was some group of people saying this is going to be the turning point. This is when MAGA abandons Trump. This is when he's too low character for them. And it wasn't. And they moved the line, was the phrase that JoJo from Jers used. And that's it. It's the indefinite ability to move the line in service of Trump that I just cannot fathom. And so the other post that I mentioned is here, like I said, from JoJo from Jers. And it's put on a graphic here. Donald Trump didn't lower your taxes. He didn't get your roads fixed or your bridges built. He didn't get your health care coverage, lower the price of your prescriptions, decrease the deficit, end the opioid crisis, revive the coal industry. He didn't make COVID disappear, didn't make Mexico pay for the wall. He didn't put America first, and he sure as hell didn't drain the swamp. So when you say he fought for you, you mean he validated your hate, because he didn't do a damn thing for you other than that. He hates who you hate, and sadly, that's all you think you need. And I know there are other things that MAGA folks think they like him for, right? But a couple things. So often, if they'll say, oh, well, I want this type of energy policy, for example, it's based on a foundation of misunderstanding about the contrast of energy policy or whatever, or of what Trump could do, what he has control over. But even so, there are all these other Republicans who aren't him, who aren't convicted felons, who aren't civilly liable rapists, who don't have such a disdain for our democratic process that motivated him to try to end that process with the fake elector scheme and other schemes, and who isn't all that Trump is, but they don't pick those other Republicans. They pick Trump. And so I want to believe the best in people, but time and time again, their support of Trump makes that so difficult. And so my hope is that eventually good-hearted people can understand what it is that makes Trump such a horrible, unfit individual to be president and leave that cult. But, and to be clear, I know there are good people who are so misinformed that they do think Trump is some good figure. I just don't know how this point in time that makes any sense. And we will continue to see, at least for some subset of the Republican Party, a willingness to move the line indefinitely, to change what they say their principles are, to accommodate Trump. And why him? Is it because the hate? It's because the way he makes you feel or he revs you up? What is it? But our goal right now is not to understand that. And regardless of if we can't get our mind around it, it's to vote him out in November or prevent him from getting into the Oval Office once again. Let me know what you thought of all that in the comments. You can become a member by clicking the join button below. That gets you access to the daily bonus show.